All right. Thank you for placing your order. Hopefully, you get a lot from this. I know you're a new student of mine, so just wanted to let you know and start off with if you have any follow up questions, feel free to follow up with me. Send me a message. If you need any clarification on anything, I'd be more than happy to provide that for you for sure. So, I wanted to start out with I just said I took a few notes before I started going here, but I really just like the fluidity of your swing. You've had lessons before, I can tell. You set up to the ball really well as far as addressing it. Um, and I love the speed of it too. You're not forcing a hit. You're just letting. Uh, it's very rhythmic. It flows very nice. Um, I can tell that you've played for a little while. Because most younger players, they have a very violent golf swing. And you look at like a guy like Phil Mickelson, who's played, on tour since '93. His rhythm, and Vijay Singh as well. His rhythm reminds me of yours. Just very smooth. Freddie Couples as well comes to mind. It's nothing is forced here in this swing. So I've got a Nicky Price over here on the right, and I was going to compare a few things to him for your lesson today. And as I thought, both swings have a lot of similarities in them, as far as smooth and rhythmic. First things first is with a new student, I always look at setup. All right, and I like how you step into your shot, you pick a target, and you step up to it very well. This is one thing I want to kind of talk about a little bit is the knee flex in your swing. So you take your setup and then you kind of bend your knees here a little bit and get it into almost like a squat position. All right. I'd rather you bend from your waist a little bit more, and your knee's going to flex a little bit more naturally. I don't have a quite perfect on the line view, but I'll be able to kind of draw some lines here just to show you. Nick Price, he's standing up a little bit more in his swing, and the bend is coming from his hips here. All right, he's bending more at his waist than at the knees. The knees are going to bend naturally, but I want you to feel like you're bending a little bit more at the waist. All right, and feeling a little bit more. Your head's going to get closer to the ball, as you can see here from this down the line view. Right now we're kind of just all in this little area here. Whereas Nick Price, you can see his upper body. He allows his shoulders and his arms to hang below his shoulders. Where we're at right now, kind of squatted in, as our arms are kind of compacted in with our body. So I want you to, and I don't want to get too technical, but I want essentially you to bend more from your hips, which allows this to happen. Now, obviously, he's using a driver here, but I want there to be a little bit more of a gap in between your forearms and let's call it your belt buckle. I want room for your hands to operate. All right, so that's first. Next, and like I said, this will help with consistency, is I see that we kind of take away our first move here is with our hands almost, and our shoulders tend to follow after that. All right, our hands and our wrists are taking this club back and hinging this up. All right, whereas Nick Price over here, watch his shoulder line. See how his wrist did not bend at all in this takeaway? He's doing what's called the triangle takeaway. And that is arm, arm, and shoulder plane matching with each other during this takeaway process. So I'm just going to draw some lines here. Arm, arm, and let's do a 3D line here of his shoulders. That triangle stays in place until about there. Then it starts breaking down because it naturally has to. All right, so mix that in with our new setup. Our hands are a little bit hanging a little bit more below our shoulders now. as you can see, Nick, hands are hanging a little bit more below the shoulders. There we have a little bit more room to operate here. In our first move, like I said, I want you to be able to take that club back. Take it back with my shoulders, these muscles up here, rather than these little muscles down here. Big muscles take the club back. All right, so we got two things, and I'm going to do one more little thing as well. And this, like I said, this is for our first lesson. I always look at our setup and then one key component, and I'm going to add a third small little component as well in your swing, in your breakdown. And that is, I want this left shoulder to get or this left arm here, just to stay a little bit straighter. All right, it doesn't have to be 100% straight. I'm going to show you Nick's here. His isn't 100% straight, but there's not almost a 90-degree bend here. It's not quite 90, but it's getting elevated. Whereas Nick's, there's a small little bend here. All right, just a very fractional bend. And I'm okay with a fractional, but I want you to get closer to a straight arm, straighter arm. This is going to help your consistency hitting the ball. This is going to eliminate, again, the small muscles up here and your forearm controlling the swing. This is going to get more into our big muscles in our chest and our legs, controlling the swing a little bit more. All right, so again, hit it like Nick. We're going to hit our setup here. We're going to sit up a little bit more in our swing, but I want you to more bend from the waist, and that allows our arms to hang down a little bit more, not so into us like this. So make a little gap there, and you'll feel it. It'll feel different whenever you're bending from the waist. We're going to make a little gap there. We're going to work on our what's called a one-piece triangle takeaway, using our shoulders to take away that ball, not our hands. And we're going to work on getting that arm just a little bit straighter at the top of the swing. You got this. Let me know if you have any other follow-up questions. I look forward to your feedback on Fiverr. If there's anything else I can provide for this lesson, feel free to holler at me. I don't charge for clarification for sure, so let me know. Thank you.